Alright, guys, what is going on? My name is Joe, aka Cap.
Got Bash. Sorry.
And I'm Francis.
And this is The Push. Unfortunately, no Dom tonight, and we are going to be recording this to go on our YouTube channel later on, which you should all be subscribed to, by the way, to catch this weekly wrestling content goodness.
Nice pug.
I'm not used to being the first person to open his mouth during the intro. That was very weird.
Which is weird because this isn't the first time we haven't had Dom, so...
Yeah. The three of us have... It's been the three of us plenty of times.
It's been a couple of times. It's been a couple of times. But yeah, no. Unfortunately, no Dom tonight. He had to go and take care of some personal business. And so it's going to be the three of us talking about the world of wrestling in the past week or two, because we didn't get to do a proper episode last week.
Turkey Day kind of screwed us over, folks. Go easy on us.
Yeah, kinda. But
speaking of which, we wish all our listeners had a wonderful Turkey Day.
Yeah, we hope you all had a wonderful holiday, wonderful Thanksgiving, and are now getting ready for the holiday season and the end of the year, end of 2024. But anyway, let's talk about some wrestling.
Some wrestling.
Or
good old grass.
So all right, guys, let's just get the big story out of the way here. So last Monday night was the official 10-year anniversary of the New Day. Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E for a very long time. Quite possibly one of the most successful tag teams in our lifetime. And beloved by millions of people around the world.
Second only to the Shield to some folks.
True. So I think we all had a certain idea of how this was going to go. We figured Xavier was going to turn on Kofi, and that was going to be a feud for a while.
Yeah.
By God, are we a bunch of morons. We are idiots. We are fools. God. We are fools to believe this.
No, hold on. I have to... I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just gotta hold on 1 second. I gotta hold off 1 second, Scott. When we were children, Triple H coined himself the Cerebral Assassin.
Yeah.
Well, here I stand in front of you all after being a wrestling fan for 20 years of my life to tell you that finally, gentlemen, I feel like I have been cerebrally assassinated. I feel...
Triple H said, you were expecting Festival of Friendship 2? How about that scene from Casino where Joe Pesci gets beaten to death in a cornfield?
My God. So, for anybody who hasn't seen the segment yet, I implore you to see it online. It is on WWE's YouTube channel. It was being teased between Xavier and Kofi that they were going to split up. The New Day was going to go its separate ways, and it wasn't how I expected things to go, but, it's amicable, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
And then, who else would be to stop this announcement but the third man himself, good old Big E.
Big E
comes back, tells, the pain he's felt in his soul about watching his two brothers fight one another.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, until I am medically cleared, I am going to be with you and serve as your manager.
Aww.
To which he was... How would I describe this?
Shot in the face?
Verbally manslaughtered by not only Xavier, but Kofi as well. Both of them... Basically, it almost sounded like they were blaming him for getting his neck broken.
Yeah.
No, oh my god.
You know, saying things like, actually, they were furious with him because he hadn't come back yet.
Yeah.
Now was the moment that he was going to come back and try to reunite the New Day. Mm-hmm. And they were furious with him. They were absolutely furious.
Absolutely furious.
And they were, saying, so what? You got your neck broken. They talked about Stone Cold, talked about Edge, talked about Daniel Bryan. Mm-hmm. All of these people got their necks broken, but they came back. Why haven't you? And it ended with them, I guess, officially kicking Big E out of the New Day. United in hatred for Big E.
Big E!
And I'm now going to open the floor to you guys, because this is, without a shadow of a doubt, probably, and like I said, I've been a fan of wrestling for 20 years now. This is the most uncomfortable, most raw, most just, it in some ways mean-spirited.
Yeah.
This was the definitely most raw segment I think I have ever seen.
The most raw.
One of the most uncomfortable segments I've ever seen. And I had to watch the live sex celebration between Edge and Lita way back when they did that on Monday Night Raw. Oh, so many years ago. So I'm going to open the floor. Guys, what the hell happened here?
Scotty, you've
been holding your tongue, and I apologize. Go right ahead, my man.
Francis can go. I want to hear. I changed. I want to hear everybody's view on it.
Well, it's just me. So I think I can speak for all of us when I say I don't think any of us saw this coming. References aside, we were expecting a straight-up Festival of Friendship 2, where Xavier would just straight up bitch smack Kofi or something. We weren't expecting for both of them to turn heel on Big E, which, way to kick a dude when he's down, you guys. Really, really edging into Your Father is Dead Christian Cage era with that promo the two of them cut on him. Unlike you, I've been desensitized from all forms of moral indecency, so I did rewatch the promo that occurred with the New Day 10-year celebration the other night. And the more I watched and spoke with other people on different forms of wrestling social media, this led me to believe one of two things could be happening. Either A, Big E is closer to getting medically cleared than we all thought he was, and at the Royal Rumble, they're going to have a spot where Big E makes his triumphant return, lays the smackdown on both Kofi and Xavier, and this leads to either a handicap match or a triple threat at WrestleMania, a New Day triple threat, or B, and this is going to be the sadder one, but bear with me, Big E is never going to get medically cleared, and they still want to keep the New Day around. So what better way to keep the New Day around and follow up the storyline by having them both turn heel, something they haven't done in 8-9 years. Well, I remember a while back, Dom said the New Day can never ever be heels again. That's why we're going to have them break up. Well, it turns out you can have the New Day have them be heels.
Yeah, it turns out that's perfectly capable.
Yeah, no, just have them treat Big E like walking garbage. And that's why they did that, to get heat on them. Me personally, I'm hoping that the first hypothetical I threw out is true. That, Big E's going to come back, and this is going to lead to a New Day triple threat.
I think
they wouldn't have had him brought. They wouldn't have keep bringing up Big E getting cleared. They wouldn't have kept bringing that up if that wasn't going to lead to anything.
True.
Okay.
True. Yeah, Scott, go ahead.
It's you guys did perfectly well talking about the storyline, dissecting the storyline. This is pure genius And continuing the fact of, even though we've watched Triple H for our entire lives, watching him wrestle, and knowing that he had some part of the storyline in WWE, and now being in control, this is just, we still don't know anything about him. This was something I've never heard not one person talk about. This wasn't a subject on social media during the big hour group between Kofi and Xavier Woods, that none of us thought, like, everybody knew, a bunch of people thought Big E was going to be there, obviously, when the anniversary, but even before then, we knew that Big E was going to make an appearance during their, like, dispute with each other, but nobody was thinking getting betrayed. This is something that was completely blown. I was in shock. I was hanging out. I had to look directly onto my phone watching it, and I had to, like, insanely focus, because this was something I was just completely blown out of my mind.
We were losing our minds in the group chat about this.
Yeah, like all three of us were like, dude, what the fuck?
And not only did they turn heel, they got dark with this.
Yeah.
I think Francis's theory is correct of Big E coming back, because of the fact we've never got an answer on whether he can't wrestle anymore or not. He's always kept it a secret. I think, if anything, he is cleared, but he doesn't sure when he wants to come back, or he's waiting for the moment. But
here's something.
Right.
Here's why I believe that. Here's why I believe Francis might be correct.
Yeah. So, Scott, you would like a New Day triple threat too?
No. Oh. I expect complete dominance as Big E completely destroys Kofi and Xavier Woods when he is medically cleared.
Okay.
And he shows that. Oh, you guys are arguing between who was the person who was putting up the New Day. I'm going to show you, and then you want to put me down because I got hurt. All right, I'll show you that I was the sole reason, because he was successful before with Dolph Ziggler. He helped him get a championship, and this is perfect. Like Francis mentioned, they tried becoming heel in the beginning, and it was a complete failure, and that's why it could never happen again. But what better situation than what we've got? Because Big E is the current wrestler that's still, like, sensitive to us, because we don't know an answer yet whether he'll come back or he'll dress up, like, in the ring saying, like, oh, this is it or something. This was the first appearance since, I believe.
Well, here's the thing that we also gotta keep in mind here.
Stuff, that's correct.
Here's the thing that we also got to keep in mind here, and here's why I think Francis might be correct. Here's why I think both of you might be correct, specifically on, whether or not Big E is coming back, or if he's medically cleared or not. And you can tell me if I'm wrong here. I've noticed that WWE recently has become a lot better in keeping secrets. Take the CM Punk return. Nobody knew. None of us knew CM Punk was coming back that night.
There was speculation.
There was speculation every time WWE came back to Chicago.
Yeah, but, like, that's different from out and out fact.
But, like, it was never, like, leaked out.
Yeah.
There was speculation that The Rock versus Roman was a swerve for WrestleMania or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we didn't know.
Right.
WWE recently has been able to keep a lot of secrets.
Exactly.
And, this is yet another secret that they kept in the way, not so much a secret. They just, what I'm guessing is they've been reading social media, so they figured out that, like, okay, people kind of expect how this is going to go, so we're going to go a completely different way, actually, and just not tell anybody. So I think it's very possible that Big E his true condition is just under wraps. Nobody really knows other than, E himself and Triple H, most likely. Nobody else, probably a lot of other people don't even really know the actual answer here. So that's why I think that's very possible. I would like to see a triple threat between the three of them, to be honest with you. If we're gonna if we're gonna sever the New Day, let's just do it.
I would love to see Big E get another shot at having the championship.
So let's just do it at that point,
Yeah. I don't know about the championship for Big E, because I think we're a bit from that, but...
Now let me ask you guys another question in regards to this, and then we'll move on after this. There have been a lot of people within the online wrestling community. This is a debate right now of whether or not Kofi and Xavier are justified in, their anger. They are justified in what they said to E and stuff like that on Monday night. I have my own opinion on it, but before I give that, I want to get your guys' opinion. Are Kofi and Xavier correct with what they said?
Absolutely not. No fucking way.
Fuck, Caddy.
Yeah. That's a no. That's a no from us, dog.
He can take as much damn time as he wants. How about you guys break your necks and see what happens?
Yeah.
Let's see how quickly you want to come back into the ring and help your friends out.
Yeah.
Like, damn, it was a freak accident and he could have died. It was like, oh my god! But this is why I said this is exactly my reaction to that question. Is exactly why this was just pure genius, because this is something that's going to stick onto them. They will be amazing heels. You can push me on that in the future if I'm wrong, but they will be fantastic heels because of this moment. It was amazing.
But whether or not they're right, you're like, absolutely not.
Yeah,
they're completely in the wrong.
They were not. They should not have said that to Big E.
They just couldn't win.
No.
Without Big E there, they just can't win. They can't win because it hurts me to say this, but Kofi, you are not no damn Hall of Famer before you hit the New Day. Give me a break. Do not come there telling. I've been wanting to say this for the longest time. You were nowhere near a Hall of Famer before you hit the New Day. You were a Hall of Famer because of the New Day, because you probably wouldn't have gotten the championship.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say my take now. And you know what, guys? What I've liked about the Paul Levesque era of WWE is when it comes to their heels, a lot of them have a little bit of justification with what they're angry about. Drew McIntyre had some legitimate gripes, I would say, when it came to his heel turn. Kevin Owens, I think, has legitimate gripes with Cody.
Okay.
This is 100% not one of those situations.
Yeah.
This is 100% not one of those situations. I'm sorry. Absolutely. First of all, who in their right mind blames again? Maybe people can correct me in the comments if, I'm just not seeing it correctly. Who the hell goes and blames a guy for breaking his neck?
Yeah, that's what me and Scott are saying.
Especially one that was a complete freak accident. Ridge Holland is never going to be popular with people, specifically because of Big E. And specifically because of that incident. Ridge Holland will never get over with a crowd.
No.
Ever. And I'm sorry to tell you this, but to put all of these, it sounded like you were putting all of your failures on the fact that Big E was not around. And I'm sorry to tell you this. No. No. The answer's no. You do not get to put all of this on him. It's not Big E's fault that he got his neck broken. He was told he may never wrestle again And he's deciding, okay, so where am I going to go next in my life? Where am I going to go next? How am I going to, continue moving forward? You can't blame a guy for this. They bring up Stone Cold, they bring up Edge, they bring up stuff like that. None of those guys immediately jump back into the ring.
Yeah.
No, how long were we waiting on Edge to return from his broken neck?
10 years.
How exactly? He went off, he did a bunch of other shit.
He was in Money Plan.
And just because Kurt Angle was psychotic enough to do it doesn't mean that everybody else is.
Yeah. Kurt Angle is inhuman, so that's why he was able to do it.
That guy's built different.
That man is simply built alternatively. That's why he was able to do it.
Make the argument he was built incorrectly.
The man is a psychopath. I think he's still trying to get into the ring. But we cannot sit here and blame E for, trying to move forward in his life when they has doctors telling him he may never wrestle again.
That he almost died.
You can't blame a guy for something like that. And I'm sorry, but you two were as much of a part of I thought you two were as much of a part of the New Day as E was. Mm-hmm. I thought the two of you were just as critical for that success. The reality is this, I'm sorry, the reason you guys have been screwing up is because your fault. It's your fault that you two have been screwing up lately. It's your fault that you've been nothing but transitional champions for like the past 2 or 3 years now. That's on you. That's not on E.
Also, when the New Day became the longest reigning tag champs in WWE history, who did all the heavy lifting during their matches?
Quite literally the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you this, man. Listen, Kofi, incredible athlete. This isn't 2008 anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you, man, you're on the shorter end of your career now. You're further to the exit than you were the entrance. And Xavier would literally not exist without the New Day. He wouldn't exist. Period. Nobody would ever have been talking about this guy without E and without the New Day.
I'm fighting the urge to make a fucked up joke about Xavier.
Don't do it. We're recording right now.
I'll tell you guys afterwards.
Yes, please do. But that's what I gotta say, man. I give Paul Levesque credit because this was a phenomenal swerve. This was a phenomenal piece of writing. And we're going to see, man. We're going to see where this goes now because I can say with absolute certainty, I have no idea where this goes now. We have our ideas of it, but we have no idea where this goes.
We are all hoping that he shows up in the Rumble, right, boys?
I'm hoping for it. I'm also hoping for Joe Hendry, but,
we can get to.
It's a good thing there's 30 participants. All right. Speaking of Joe Hendry, let's talk about his company, TNA. Francis, I believe you have a story for us involving TNA.
Yes, I do. In the realm of total nonstop action wrestling, quite literally the SNK of pro wrestling, little video game development humor for all of our fighting game community members out there in the audience. They had their Turning Point pay-per-view this weekend. It was a pretty stacked card. We got a lot of surprise appearances. Chief among them, JBL, once again clotheslining the ever-loving fuck out of Joe Hendry. Which, Jesus Christ, what did Joe Hendry do to JBL? But that's not what I wanted to talk about.
What has anybody done to JBL?
Yeah, we had a 6-man tag. The Hardys, a gentleman whose names currently escape, I cannot remember at the moment, going up against the Time Splitter himself, Kushida, Little, who has been a part of both the New Japan and WWE not tag division. I guess you could say cruiserweight division, except he's not that much of a high flyer. Kushida and Zachary Wentz, and a third man, a mystery partner of theirs, who was revealed to be none other than the original bro himself, Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle in TNA, everybody.
Riddle.
The king of the bros himself.
One step closer to coming back to WWE, please.
Dear God, no.
Everybody hated him. It was amazing.
I mean, hey, with the NXT crossovers, there's a legit chance it could happen.
Oh, dear God, that's
Matt
exactly
Riddle
what we
was.
need.
Yeah, Matt Riddle was the surprise third man. He teamed up with Zack and Kushida, and he ate the pin.
He ate the pin?
Yeah, no, they lost, and Riddle was the one who got pinned.
Oh. Maybe this was just a one-time thing then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I was about... welcome to TNA, Zach, Matt.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I open the floor to you. Matt Riddle in TNA.
I think it would be a good fit for them.
Oh, I think it's perfect.
I mean, it's starting out pretty bad if he's the one that's eating a pin in the 6-man tag, but I love it. I loved Matt Riddle. I thought he was a great wrestler. I liked how he more show used. He's the one that mostly used like MMA fighting fused into a WWE, because Brock Lesnar didn't really do that. He just was. First he was a wrestler first, but you know what I mean. Like he was we had some MMA fighters that were wrestlers that went to WWE and wrestled. Matt Riddle really used both.
Yeah. I mean, all things considered, aside from eating the pin, he looked great. You know, he had really good tag chemistry with Kushida, which makes sense. They worked together on Japan for a little bit. He and Zach Wentz did a really good job. Again, I'm just surprised that he was the one who lost.
I'm surprised he's the one that ate the pin. I'm not surprised, however, in the fact that he's in TNA. You know, Matt Riddle is one of these guys that, has a lot of gifts to be a very popular wrestler.
Yeah.
However, I will say, man, he does himself no favors with any company. You know, his track record, let's say, backstage is not great. Not even good, I would say. A lot of people seem to believe he was a bit unlikable. And, when you hear the stories with him, the multiple failed drug policies and stuff like that, he's somebody that consistently gets in his own way from what I understand, man. So while I hope this works out for him, I gotta say it's unfortunate. My expectations of Matt Riddle are very low. I would say.
I mean, I don't really want to. I can't really dispute that, because before he went to TNA, Matt Riddle showed up in New Japan for a little bit. And he infamously had a bitch fit during a match against someone I can't remember. But literally, after 20-plus minute grueling barn burner, he eats the pin, immediately no-sells it, and then walks backstage in a huff. Is what happened in New Japan.
Exactly,
Which honestly, going back to what Scott said about Matt Riddle's MMA background, you'd think, that would be perfect for the hard-hitting, strong style of New Japan Pro Wrestling. But also, I think part of the reason why things didn't really work out good there for him is because Japan has an extremely strict policy on drugs.
It's like I said, man, it's an unfortunate thing. Despite, coming off as a very likable character and stuff like that. A phenomenal fighter.
Yeah.
Phenomenal fighter and, fantastic performer.
Yeah.
The man,
Is it
pardon my
almost
language
enemy?
here, man's an asshole. He's an asshole, this guy. That's just the long short of it. Like, he's very selfish. He's very self-centered, and he does himself no favors in the locker room area. And unfortunately, wrestling, a portion of it is being likable to other people within the back and stuff like that. And he's just not. Scott, your take.
Hate to see it.
Scott, you got anything you want to add to this?
No. Just, I liked him, but oh well.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll clean up his act. Yeah, hopefully he'll clean up his act.
Hopefully he will, man. Hopefully, TNA is the thing that, really gets him on the right path, man. But, hey, regardless, good to see him still, being able to find work. Yeah. And hopefully things get better after him eating the pin.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Before we get into our review of this past weekend's Survivor Series War Games, we got one more topic coming to us from Scott Bash. So, Scott, what do you got for us?
Another douchey bro.
Time for...
Not you, Scott.
Swear to God, I thought you were just calling Scott a douche for a second.
No, because the guy who Scott's bringing up is a douchey bro.
Oh boy! All right, folks. All right, time for a Scott take.
I will find a way to find videos of people saying stupid stuff about wrestling and make that a segment on our podcast, and it will be the best It would be the best segment ever, and I will try to find a way to do that. Unfortunately, only one person will be mostly taking the blame on this, and it's Vince Russo.
Well, God. Well, I don't want to say fair, but Vince Russo has been taking the blame for the past 24 years.
Oh, so God, really, this is another Vince Russo take, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know what? I don't want to hold the man back.
Oh, God. Bash, all right.
The floor is yours.
Stand back, everybody. Scott?
What did old Vinny Roo have to say this week?
Floor is yours, Scott. What happened now?
All right. Give me 1 second. Right.
Oh, God damn it. This man's...
Vince Russo believes Triple H is going to leave WWE, and if I butcher this name, I'm sorry, and Brian Gorowitz takes over control. Vince Russo also says that the lawsuit will bring out more info, and says, why would RE stay with H when they have The Rock?
Okay, of all the things I was expecting you to say, I can safely say that was not it.
Yeah, I was expecting, something about War Games or something about the New Day.
I thought he was going to talk trash about a wrestler.
I thought he was, saying, Roman Reigns is, the worst wrestler of all time and stuff like that, or something crazy, what?
What? I'm not even angry. Okay, no, that was a lie. I'm still fucking pissed. But you want to know what I'm confused. Why would he leave?
Why would What?
What? That's just fucking dumb. I'm so fucking stupid.
Is this man stupid?
I don't know, Cap. Is the guy who gave us the Judy Bagwell on a forklift match stupid? Is the guy who booked David Arquette to be WCW champion in 2000 stupid?
All right, you can chill out, Francis. No, Francis, we're not having this.
I know.
We don't have the time. We don't have the time for you to do this.
It's just
too much.
He's just dumb. He's just fucking dumb.
I don't even know how much of a segment we can make out of this because this is just an idiotic take.
Listen, there's only one person that can scarily predict the future of of wrestling, and that's me. All right, so he needs to chill.
I mean, people have been telling him to chill for years, Scotty. I don't know. He just doesn't take the hint.
He's the lunatic.
Oh my god, dude!
What?
If we don't have enough time to go into how much of a lunatic he is.
We
man.
have very. We do.
We don't have enough time.
We don't have enough time.
Folks, let us know if one day you just want us to do an episode entirely dedicated to the mystery, the enigma that is Vince Russo.
I don't think I can handle it.
I think
Please,
Francis will actually just die. Like,
yeah, if everybody listens to this, leave a comment below. If you want us to talk about any topics, we will take your topic into not consideration. We will bring up the topic onto our podcast.
absolutely.
If you're hearing this,
Yeah.
any comment, YouTube, Twitch, whatever.
Yeah, anything like that, man. Anything like that. But
Yeah,
I don't even know what to say to that, man. That was wildly stupid.
You have to try to be that much of an idiot.
And more importantly, the fact that they say, "Oh, they got The Rock." Why would they ever keep Triple H? Because Triple H has been running the thing for the past 2 years now?
And we're getting big money out of it.
Wrestling is probably, the WWE is probably more popular right now than it has literally ever been. So, no. Stupid. Dumb. Even.
Yeah, it's that clip from Willy Wonka. You lose. Good day, sir.
As far as Brian Gorowitz, I'm gonna level with you. I don't even know who Brian Gorowitz is.
He's on. He's always on the Russo podcast.
I've never listened. That's part of the problem.
Also, this could be me being completely wrong.
Wait, say that? He's part of what podcast?
Vince Russo's.
Oh well, there you go. That explains it.
And
Francis,
also,
I've asked you multiple times, how can I get a chance to listen to Vince Russo's podcast?
Is it not on YouTube?
To make this a segment, and you've never gave me an answer. I've always got, I don't know. And you knew this whole time.
No, I said I guess. I was also going to say, correct me if I'm wrong here, Volks and Hold, but is he not just, I think Gorowitz may have helped him book WCW or TNA. I could be wrong about that.
Well, then he is 100% not the person to take over WWE.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
no.
God damn. That was...
Yeah, no.
And also, the reason... we have to address the last comment, because I don't like this person. There's a reason why The Rock's not in control. Because he can't do anything. He doesn't know what to do. He can't pick up a good match. It would be all his family in the entire company all have a championship. Like, come on. We've seen how he is. How he acted. I believe how he acted in front of Cody Rhodes saying I'm going to take the title. I do not believe at all that was a skit. I don't. I believe it was genuine. It was perfect. That was on a Friday night, so they had until Monday to view the crowd and because this was when Triple H was actually taking a look, and we've been realizing that he's taken our views into perspective. So we've instantly started hating it. So it was very easily. I 100% believe it was viewed as him trying to take the shots, and the fans were just not having it, and it was just such bad backlash that he had to be like, all right, I'll have Triple H do the writing.
Yeah.
He backed off.
Yeah. Yeah,
man. What can I say? What can I say?
The Rock can only coast by being The Rock for so long.
Especially, and I'll stop at that. Especially during that time frame, there was other things in the outer world of wrestling that was very questionable that The Rock was doing.
Black Adam?
I'll leave it at that. No.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Not movies, but personal matters that got exposed. But I'm not mentioning that. That's why I was leaving at that. But yeah,
okay.
Vince Russo's I don't know. It's surprising. I barely know anything about the man, and he's just very entertaining.
Dude,
he is entertaining in the way that like a flea circus is entertaining.
Yeah, no, Scott, you know what? If you want to make like a segment out of the best of the worst of Vince Russo, brother, I will give you the worst of Vince Russo.
Oh no.
This is going to be the last one before we segue into Survivor Series, but like Scott, I think you'll like this in particular. There was an episode of WCW Monday Nitro where he kayfabe breaks into Ric Flair's house, and we get to see like 13-year-old Charlotte, and she looks at him like he's the world's biggest scumbag.
Well...
And that was not part of the script.
Well...
It is genuinely hilarious.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What the hell?
All right,
bro.
Well, enough about Vince Russo for one night. Let us get into the meat and potatoes of this episode. Gentlemen, this past weekend was the premium live event, live from Toronto, of Survivor Series War Games!
Prisoners of war. I'm still proud of that Instagram post I made.
Oh, man. And well, before we get into the actual review, what did you guys overall think of this? Because I'm going to be honest with you, this is one of the better pay-per-views this year, I think.
It was good. I won't get into special notes, but like the main one I have right now, and this is how you know that Triple H is booking, because like how different Triple H's booking is from Vince's booking. They had a Survivor Series take place in Canada, and they didn't do a Montreal Screwjob callback.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If Vince was booking, that's how he would have ended the War Games match, by doing a callback to the Montreal Screwjob. But they did it, and I'm glad.
It was alright.
Yeah.
And what definitely wasn't one of the better ones, but it was alright.
I definitely think it was one of the better ones, to be honest with you. But we will get into that, and we will break this down as we go match by match. So let us start at the beginning. This night started off with the women's War Game match.
Yeah.
Two teams.
The all-lady free-for-all.
Two teams being Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Candice LeRae out of nowhere, and Tiffany Stratton versus the team of Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Bailey in place of Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley, and am I forgetting somebody? And Naomi. Naomi, yes.
There we go.
Birthday girl Naomi, as she made crystal clear during the pay-per-view.
I was perfectly reminded of why Io Sky won the championship in the first place.
So, overall, I thought this was a great match. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Io Sky obviously took the show the way she does. I think it's funny at this point that we have gotten to a point where she now has a decorated trash can just for her under the ring.
Yeah.
I love that we've just made a thing out of this.
Yeah.
To be honest, that match, I don't know. That match was bad. And for ways that I don't think you guys are looking at when it comes to that match. The best part, Io Sky stole the show, 100% stole the show with that moonsault with the trash can over instantly. But I've noticed an issue when it comes to the women's division and when it comes to a large collective of women in one ring. When it exceeds 3 or 4 women, you see a lot of holes in which, when you saw Roman Reigns do that War Games match, and we'll talk more about that later. But during the pauses, you can see that it's very natural. You can see that it's perfectly timed. You can see that there was nothing that was confusing them throughout the match. But I've noticed when it came to the women wrestlers, there was a lot of moments that I've noticed that they were just standing around. There was a lot of moments where I felt like they didn't know what was next to come. And they were just looking for moments to do, waiting for the next person to come in.
I can see
until
where
like
you
it got really big when Io Sky came in, and when it came to a big group of people, and they started just doing crazy flips. It was I don't know. It was I don't know. It was very hard to get into because it was just it happened. It happened enough where it was like it just threw me off.
I will say, I can see where you're coming from, but there was maybe one part of this match in particular that I wasn't necessarily a big fan of. But I'll get into that right before I mention this. I give them credit because I think this is the first time I've ever seen a toilet seat be involved as a weapon. I've watched a lot of Extreme Rules matches in my life. I don't think I've ever seen a toilet seat.
I remember, like, what is this?
It was good parts.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
So I thought that was very entertaining. I like that mask that Rhea was doing. I thought she had a very good showing.
Yeah, she has the orbital bone thing on foot.
Yeah, it's they were playing up the whole orbital bone thing, and so, you know, I thought the mask was awesome. I thought she had a very good showing. I think it was funny that there was a segment between, Tiffany and Raquel bickering. I am going to talk about this in a second as to why they were bickering. But I think it was just funny as hell watching Io Sky just break it up with a fire extinguisher. And then as it clears up, Raquel's been handcuffed.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that segment a lot. I thought it had a lot of good segments, but there was one segment in particular when it comes to this match that kind of bothered me. And that was the what has become rather typical when dealing with a match that involves Tiffany Stratton.
Fake cash-in.
The fake cash-in.
I mentioned that very specifically disliking that.
This in particular, this one felt very forced. I'm sorry to tell you. This one felt forced. Because let's say for a minute she does cash in. Does the whole match now become part of a title match?
Yeah.
That's what you have to. And not to mention the fact that could she even cash in on them? Because both champions were on her team. So could she even do that?
Yeah.
I think.
I thought she was going to pin. I thought, if anything, she was going to go off the Liv because.
I think it was
brand.
Well, that raises the question of could she even have done that because they were on the same team? Can you pin your own teammate? I think that there was no way that was going to make sense.
No,
and
there was no reason.
My problem is why even do it? This cash-in made no sense to me. That's my big problem with it. And so if it makes no sense to do it in this segment, why even do it at that point?
It's becoming a thing now. Every time we see Tiffany
at this point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded it just being on it popped up and used as a weapon. I wouldn't have minded that. But the fact that you actually did dictate whether you wanted to cash it in, it's come on.
Come on now, girl.
The whole point is you're gonna ruin your cash in because it's no longer gonna be wanted. It's gonna be all right, yay, finally you got it. Yeah. It's just gonna be tiresome. We're gonna be tired of you as soon as you win it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't need to have her do it at every pay-per-view.
We need the secrecy. We don't know when you're going to catch it. Stop cashing it in every...
Yeah.
Stop attempting, because then you're going to lose the it factor.
Exactly.
And I would perfectly love if she's the first person to not just cash it in and expires. I would love that. I would think that would be funny. It would fit her character.
That would completely ruin everything. Any bit of traction that this girl has had, would be ruined if she lost her opportunity on something stupid like that.
Or maybe she could gain something.
Maybe.
Depending how you use it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'll open the floor to you guys. Any other thoughts about this match in particular?
I thought it was perfectly serviceable. Yeah, I preferred the men, but it was fine for what it is.
It was alright.
Yeah.
I'll give it a C+.
Alright.
Well, there is that. Alright, moving on in the night, we have our first title match of the evening, the United States Championship between one LA. By the way, did we say who won that match? Rhea and her team won the women's war game match, by the way.
Yep.
So congratulations to them. To be honest with you, overall, I think the whole thing was just to further push Rhea and Liv Morgan's rivalry. Anyway, moving on. We have our first title match of the evening. LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura returning.
Did we write down
Shinsuke
for this pay-per-view?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Scott, because we did write down our predictions for these pay-per-view. We did that on our TikTok at The Push Wrestling, which you guys should absolutely be following, where we did our predictions for the War Games pay-per-view. You should once again absolutely be following us there on TikTok at The Push Wrestling.
Yeah. Nice plug.
Yeah. All of us got it right on the right.
We all got it right on that right. Yes.
I know me and Dom, I know Dom's winners, but I know me and Dom got it right.
Yeah, we all got
I got
that
Rhea
right.
too.
We all got that one right.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to another match. I thought I knew how this was going to go, but
evidently not.
Evidently, boy, do I not know. What this week has shown me is I don't know nothing. Triple H looked right into my eyes and said, "Boy, you don't know a damn thing about wrestling. You don't know a damn thing about what I do."
I was shocked that LA Knight just got wrecked like that.
Well, before we talk about the match,
it was exciting to watch, but I was also disappointed.
Well, before we
talk, he shouldn't have went out like that.
Before we talk about the match in itself, let us talk about let's talk about this new direction that they've gone with Shinsuke.
Yeah, he's a Yakuza character now.
He quite literally, I don't even know how you would explain this new character, to be honest with you. But what I can explain to you...
I can explain it.
Yeah.
I can explain this character that we have.
Well, go ahead, explain it to me.
Okay. I thought this was instant, and I was waiting a week. Ever since that happened, I was waiting for this podcast to explain the concept of the Japanese wrestler in the WWE. They go, obviously they go, obviously the normal things like they normally do. They all have their own path into the business, but when it comes to this path, for all of them, I don't know what it is, but this is Final Form Nakamura. And Final Form Nakamura is like every Japanese Asian wrestler. They get dark and edgy, and then they spray the mist. Now there's a very big downside to this. Is that if this character does not work, Shinsuke goes bye-bye. He's no longer a part of WWE. I believe if this character doesn't work, he's gone.
Well,
because this is commonly what has shown throughout all the career of that type of wrestler is they get to this dark, edgy character that sprays the mist, except for Asuka, obviously. Yeah. But most of them are more case left because they couldn't. It's also the fact that every time Nakamura comes back, he's given like a Roman Reigns treatment. Like, it's amazing how many times he can come back after being gone for months and gets a title shot. Because this is like the 4th time he fought LA Knight, I believe. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that I find interesting is you are correct to an extent. I do believe this is
has holes.
This is one of the last chance for Shinsuke to really get over with the crowd, because the man's been here almost 10 years with this company now, and unfortunately has not been able to mass the type of success that maybe that a lot of people were hoping for. I myself was one of those in the beginning. I really like Shinsuke. I'm a big fan of Shin. But this really is, I have to point out, this really is his last chance to try and get over with the crowd.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is, on the plus side, it's working out so far because I single-handedly believe that this is the strongest I have ever seen Nakamura booked.
Yeah.
This match, this title match between LA Knight, I struggle to even call it a match because LA barely did anything in this match.
He got his ass whooped.
He got torn apart.
I'm very upsetting to say that I've gone on and off of watching this matchup, and I'm very upset to say that I'm like, it lasted 2-3 minutes, and I'm like, wait, it's already over? What the hell happened? And then I viewed it, and I'm like, what? Oh my, like, I'm like, this is what hell? Like, what?
LA looked terrible in this match.
That was the only thing that was disappointing, because LA Knight's character doesn't deserve that type of loss.
LA, I think it's overall to serve a bigger purpose to whatever this new character that Shin is doing. But to be honest with you, ever since he has become LA Knight in WWE, this might have been his worst match so far.
Was it supposed to be like a squash or something?
It looked like a squash. Shinsuke squashed him. It looked
like, that's insane.
And it's insane to me because Shinsuke's been back for like a little more than a month now at this point.
Not even. I don't think it was even a month.
He's had maybe 2 or 3 matches since he's been back. He was almost like instantly handed a United States Championship match, and he demolished him in this match. So, while I agree with Scott in the way that this is Shin's last chance, if this is his last chance, man, he is taking advantage of this.
Swinging for the fences.
He is swinging for the fences, and he's hitting home runs.
Yeah. Going back to like Scott trying to get like an absolute handle on what this type of character is. Scott, I think I told you this like a while ago. It's like he's kind of a Bleach character. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
Like an even darker version of Byakuya. You see it, right?
I feel like it's like Byakuya and the guy that I can't get their names right, but there's somebody else. The episode just came out for the 1,000-Year Blood War, and he lost to the new commander captain.
Yeah. Fuck. What was
No. I got that completely wrong. It was number 1 of the Espada.
Coyote Stark. Coyote.
Yeah, because his hair is kind of like that same.
Because he has the long hair and the what the fuck attitude. Yeah, I can see that.
Like a combination of that and what the person you said.
Byakuya.
Yeah, the combination of both of them.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that.
And you got Shinsuke.
That's exactly what Shinsuke is. I mean, coming from a guy who enjoyed Shinsuke
Bleach, I don't know.
Well,
you should. It's really good.
You should. It's very good.
It's my favorite anime.
It is also my favorite too.
That's besides the point.
Yeah, take our word for it. But yeah, coming from a guy who's enjoyed Shinsuke's work since the New Japan days, I really hope this new change in attitude, look, and style work out for him, which clearly already is, seeing as how he already has a belt. Yeah, I'm on the same ILS Scott as that this is his last chance, but like, you know, guys like Shinsuke, they tend to do their best work when their back's against the wall. So I'm expecting some top tier heel work. Hopefully this can lead to a already being face turn, and we can finally give the King of Strong Style the treatment and recognition he's long overdue deserved in WWE.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more else to say, you know. Shinsuke Nakamura is your new United States champion. And we're going to see. Now, more importantly, I do want to bring something else up here. Where does LA go from here?
Title scene eventually?
I think...
Main event. He needed to prove himself as... He needed his first championship, and honestly, his first championship can't be the major title.
Yeah.
So he's definitely proved 100% that he can raise a title.
Yeah.
Under a short, he wasn't really a long period, but you know,
it wasn't a long period, but somehow he had like 8 title defenses within that period of time.
Right?
Yeah,
and he was pulling out some banger matches.
Even though they were against the same 3 people.
Yeah.
8 times.
He proved he can be very over as a champion.
And yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think that this hurts LA. But I guess I'm failing to see how, after seeing such a, you know, let's call it a weak performance, I'm struggling to see where that leads to a title opportunity. But you know, we'll see.
Yeah. We will have a new winner, since Cody won't be doing it.
We will see. We will see, man. We will see where LA Knight goes from here.
Right.
Anyway, moving on to our second title match of the evening. It was the triple threat: Ludwig Kaiser, Sheamus, and of course our Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker himself. What can I say, people? The dogs were out in Toronto.
Yeah.
Who got Shinsuke right?
None of us.
No, Dom did.
I know I didn't.
Dom did.
Dom did?
I think Dom did.
Okay.
I think
Dom I know did.
So anyway, yeah, let's talk about this match, man. This was just in the words of Sheamus himself, man, this was a banger.
Yeah. This was a fucking... This wasn't even a street fight, but at the same time, it was a street fight.
This wasn't a street fight, but it was a street fight.
Yeah. To quote the New Day, to quote Biggie Langston, who we all love, and we hope he gets his sweet revenge against the New Day, this was big, meaty men slapping meat.
A little bit.
Little bit, yeah.
This match was definitely crazy.
Second favorite match of the night.
Have you noticed that it's been a while since we've seen a triple threat match and the titles actually changed hands?
Yeah, I guess it has been, hasn't it?
I guess it has, man.
I haven't remembered in a while. Honestly, whenever I see a triple threat whenever I really see a multi-man defense championship, most of the time I expect the champion to win.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing,
retain.
Man. I think for this match in particular, I think it was pretty obvious that it was going to be Braun, to be honest with you. As much as I want Sheamus to win the Intercontinental Championship, and I do want to inevitably see him win an Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever going to happen at a Survivor Series, man. If you're going to do something like that, you save it for one of the you save that for either SummerSlam or WrestleMania. You don't do that for the Rumble.
Remember, for your sake, Braun Breaker needed to stay champion. Because we've had a very heated exchange over that topic of him in that championship.
I'm sorry, did you not want Braun to win on Saturday?
No, I wanted Braun to win. But that would have brought back our heated exchange that we had about him and losing that championship on a consistent basis.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that another time. We need to bring back the never. You know what? We keep talking about this. We need to bring back the never-ending story for this never-ending feud that me and Scott have over the IC title.
No, why can't we let
We have a new never-ending story. Thank you for bringing up those specific words. We have a new never-ending story. It's called The Judgment Day and Rhea and Damien. I'm not saying Tar Twins, it's stupid, but it's a feud that's never going to go away, ever. We've been seeing this feud since Mania. It is not going anywhere.
It hasn't been since Mania. It's only been since, like, SummerSlam.
Nah, I feel like we've been seeing issues with them for so long, man.
You really just want to play the never-ending story song again, don't you?
So do you.
Finn was showing symptoms of him betraying him during Priest's title run.
That's true.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that at a later point. We got to talk about that later on this episode. Anyway.
Where we have the soundboard button.
Anyway, the Intercontinental Championship match. This was a banger of a match. Braun Breaker did end up retaining, as I expected, man. Ludwig, I don't even know why he was here. I think it was more so just to finally tie up this loose end with Sheamus. And I suppose that has been tied up because this past Monday night, he's like, I want Braun specifically, and Braun is more than happy to give it to him. But yeah, man. Overall, I like this match. I like that Braun retained. I was right on that one again.
Yeah. I was.
Yep,
I
all of us got it.
All of us were.
All of us got.
Yep, all of us got that one.
So, hooray for everybody. Now let's move on. We already talked about, I guess you could call him the Lieutenant, Ludwig Kaiser. But now we must talk about Der Ring General.
Gunther!
The World Heavyweight Championship match. Gunther versus Damian Priest. Now, it's very interesting right now. Watching Gunther perform, because as I've made mention on this podcast before, man's lost his swagger. Man has lost that aura of unbeatability. I predicted that he was going to retain his title, but to be honest with you, it was difficult for me to make that prediction when every single thing that has happened, he hasn't necessarily been booked strongly in this feud, I would say.
No.
So, no, definitely not.
That's why this was almost so difficult to predict, because every single sign in the world said Damian was going to win this match. But logic would state that they wouldn't take the title off of Gunther that quickly. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm going to open the floor to you guys. Tell me what you thought about this match, man.
Scott, you want to go first or me?
Yeah, I'll go first since he's my guy.
Yeah, this is your boy.
Scott. For me, it was obvious Gunther was gonna keep the championship, mainly because who he was versing, and I don't really know. I mean, unless it's like on like a back to forth basis, we normally don't see the championship return hands to its previous owner after a long period of them not constantly defending it from that person. Yeah, basically the match was fun. This definitely I saw old Gunther. It was definitely more entertaining. They have really good chemistry with each other, and I feel like Gunther improved a little bit more. He was a little bit more. He brought up a little bit more. It wasn't as technical. The chops were a lot more meaningful, and I think he's developing them more not into a consistent threat, but to one giant, oh my god, please don't hit me.
Yeah. The meanest chops in the game right now.
Like, he was really, like old Gunther, he was really winding up with those chops, and that's what I felt. That's what helped. His chops meant something again.
Francis, I'm going to let you go, and then I want to bring up an interesting point. Francis, what did you think of this match?
I thought it was fine. I had Gunther winning. I don't know if I've said this before when we talked about the fade and Gunther's aura, but I feel like a part of that is, like, we've only ever really seen him defend the title against Damian Priest, right? There was the match against Cody, but that wasn't title for... Well, that was...
Well, there was Randy and Sammy as well.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like part of the problem is we've seen him go up against Damian the most out of all of them. Like, the Randy and Sammy match, it's still more than the other two.
I suppose, yes. I suppose 2 is more than 1.
Exactly. See, I can do math. Like Scott said, it was nice to see Gunther, like, go back to his NXT days and just really go absolutely ham on Damian. I really hope this is the end of feud and Gunther ends up getting a much more compelling opponent in the future. As for Damian, I don't know what the future holds for him, but I think his time at the World Championship needs to end for now, and that's my 2 cents.
Well, I think I know exactly what the future holds for Damian, and unfortunately it holds more Finn. So,
yeah.
Because there was a disruption in this match. Finn Balor once again got involved in the match. And there was also a post-match beatdown where the Judgment Day targeted an already injured shoulder of Damian. Yeah. What was interesting about this specifically is instead of back in SummerSlam when Gunther, didn't really do anything about the interruption, Gunther saw the interruption this time and decided to kick Finn's heart out of his chest.
As he should have.
So it was revealed on Monday night that it's looking like for a Saturday night main event, Gunther will be defending his title against Finn Balor. And so I ask this because it's very interesting. It's almost starting to feel like they're trying to turn Gunther face, almost.
Upper tweener.
So
face leading tweener.
What are you guys' thoughts on that? On this?
I said it. Yeah.
He's developing into one of those people he's turning. I don't know if Cena's the right analogy, the right person to use for him, but it's getting. I think Gunther's entering the stage that we might not see him heel again. It seems to be like the fans just love him. It's like Rollins. That's perfect. Rollins. We just can't see him as a heel again because he's just so beloved.
Which is
by
weird
the
when you
fans
consider
that
the fact that
nobody
this
wants
man.
to boo him.
Which is weird, though, when you consider the fact, though, that this man genuinely believes I am superior to everybody. That has been his thing this entire time. It's not just baby faces. No, I am better. I am superior to everyone. I am superior to Roman Reigns. I am superior. The only person that he has out and out mentioned that was his equal was Cody, which is interesting. But because when Roman was holding the championship for like 4 years, first of all, notice that he never even looked at Gunther.
Yeah.
And there was still this air in Gunther that, like, no, I am superior to this man. I am better than the entire bloodline. I would chop all of their souls out of their bodies.
That's why I didn't buy Roman's bit when he says I beat everybody. I was like, no, excuse me, that there's a current Intercontinental Champion that's currently whipping everybody's butt. And you haven't even given him an opportunity because you've been ignoring.
You won't even look at him.
He didn't beat Rollins and he didn't beat Gunther.
Never even wrestled Gunther.
Yeah, that'll be a crazy match, though.
That might be a match in the future. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Who knows?
That'd be good.
It's just so it's interesting in the way that we seem to be doing this sort of, like, I guess, pseudo face turn with Gunther.
Again, I'd say like a face-leaning tweener.
And it's interesting. It's interesting to see, man. But I hope to see just, a little bit more confidence, that is, out of this man. I'm not saying, arrogance or anything like that, but
hubris, I believe, is the word.
But, still just a bit more confidence in him. That's what I'm hoping to see here. And, maybe one day the Judgment Day Damian story will end too. Who knows? maybe one day that'll end.
Hopefully.
Anyway, yes, folks, Gunther does retain his title. Very fun match, wonderful chemistry between the two. I believe we all got this one correct.
I think we did, yes.
Believe we did.
I believe so. I don't think Dom. I think Dom picked Gunther.
I think everybody.
Yeah, we all picked Gunther.
I think Dom got a clean sweep.
Yeah, but there's still
go Dom.
There's still one last match to talk about. And that is the men's War Game match. The New Bloodline and Bronson Reed versus the Old Bloodline and one CM Punk. A returning CM Punk.
Totally missed an opportunity to call them the Paul Heyman guys, but whatever.
I guess they would all be Paul Heyman
Only
guys.
two of them were Paul Heyman guys.
I mean, theoretically,
no. The Bloodline, like the Usos and Sammy, they were all managed. The entire Bloodline was managed by Paul Heyman.
Were they?
Nah, they were slaves.
Were they though?
They were slaves. They were literally forced into doing it, and Sam just wanted to be a part of something. And the Sami Zayn just wanted to be a part of something. That was it. That's the only reason. Because they had nowhere else to put him, so they're like, why not the Bloodline? Which worked. So that's the bonus.
Yeah.
True, man. So yeah. Also, they only kept referring to them as the New Bloodline. So is Bronson Reed technically a part of this New Bloodline now, or
that one time?
Just once? Okay.
That one time.
All right. Well, there you go.
No.
I will say he scarily fits right in. So
yeah, he's a crazy ass fuck.
But anyway, yeah. I think I before we get into like the real meat of the match and the real meat behind this story, can we just talk about why Tama Tonga decided to scale the cage the entire time, staring directly into the souls of everyone?
Because he's a crazy ass fuck. That's
no, because he obviously wanted to relive his days playing Mario.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I just like saw I saw him like scaling the walls, and I'm just like, why are you like this?
Yeah. No. Look up all this.
See it. I couldn't see it, but
was this like
that War Games match? That made me see why they picked them up, why they signed them. That he was very entertaining in that cage.
Yeah. No. Like when I get a chance,
he liked it too much.
When I get a chance, I'll show you two guys the shit he used to pull in New Japan. It's just something.
Oh, so this is just him?
Yeah, no, he's just crazy.
He's just like this all the time.
That's just how he is. You know, like how they say in wrestling, you never headbutt a Samoan? This is why. Because that's all they did to him in New Japan, and it fucked him up.
What was the excuse for Tongaloa?
I don't know.
Anyway, man.
Wrestling is hard.
Some interesting things. I didn't expect Bronson and Jacob to enter the match as quickly as they did. And I repeat, and this match sort of just, verified it again for me. This is not a joke. I am genuinely terrified of Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
This man frightens me.
I think that's the intent. Remember how I keep saying, like, oh, Tongaloa and Tama Tonga and Bronson Reed are like crazy fucks? Yeah, no, Jacob Fatu was the craziest fucking fuck out of all of them, man.
Jacob is genuinely, out of all of these guys, out of this new bloodline, we say it all the time, man. Jacob is the only one I believe to have like the actual aura within this group.
Yeah. If you told me, like, we all know it's his nickname, but if you told me Jacob Fatu was an actual werewolf, I'd believe it.
He might. I'm waiting for the day that he just becomes an actual werewolf.
Yeah, he just sprouts hair and fangs, and we're not going to be surprised at all because, like...
But we are going to be even more terrified because he doesn't need to be scarier.
I may actually have to start locking my doors at night.
It's just like, my God.
We were asking this to Tama Tonga. Jacob is the ultimate. Why are you like this?
No, you don't need. No, Francis. No, Francis. You don't even ask Jacob why he's like this. You know why? Because you're scared to know the answer.
We already know the answer. Prison. The moral of the story is don't go to prison.
Yeah, I knew that was prison.
Don't go to prison. Is this what prison does to people?
I guess so.
I don't like it.
What Jay said was the reason we stayed away from them. He wasn't just saying that.
It's like, there is a reason we don't talk to this guy.
Here's the spoiler. The reason was prison.
Corey Graves said it the first night there. This is the guy the sane members of the family did not interact with. And now we see the reason why.
Oh!
Which is prison.
You don't know how many moments we just lost. This whole segment.
Don't worry, I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive that we will continue.
So funny. We gotta find more subjects like this. Shit like this has to happen more.
Don't worry, man. I'm almost positive this ain't gonna be the last time I openly discuss my fear of Jacob Fatu.
And how it all leads back to the fear of prison.
Oh my god. Yeah, man.
Oh, so scary. Yeah, no. The match was phenomenal.
Match was phenomenal.
The match was amazing.
Match was incredible. Yeah. I liked the, they kind of told very quickly the story of can they coexist between Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and the answer being no, of course not. But maybe they can just long enough.
No, of course they can't coexist, but that's okay because they still have the rationale of victory between them because their minds were tainted by fucking prison. Yes, I am still on that. That man is scary.
He is. But what I did love about this match in particular is, leading up to I suppose the actual start of the match, which is when all 5 men are in on both teams. There was a segment where Punk and Roman were bickering back and forth. Originally Roman was supposed to go in fourth, but then CM Punk was just like, no, you're not.
It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, Roman, but while you're busy there, standing there and gallivanting, your family's getting the fuck kicked out of them. So
it's like, they're kind of getting beaten down by a werewolf right now, so...
Yeah, by the way, they're kind of getting beaten. By the way, where did this guy come from before this? While you're standing there, soaking in, your own farts, your own farts and stuff like that. Your family's getting beaten down by 2 wild dogs, a rhinoceros, and whatever the hell Jacob is. You already said it. He's a werewolf. Oh, so you know. Okay, good. Glad we're on the same page, Roman. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go.
That was.
I love that. Yeah. But what I loved even more was that it took the sagely wisdom of Paul Heyman to get them to work together.
Who surprisingly didn't turn on anyone.
Yeah, everybody was saying that he was going to turn during this, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know why he would.
Not at this point.
I don't know.
I don't know why he would turn, is the thing. He has no reason to support Solo.
And here's also one thing that I wanted to mention. I just finally rethought of it. CM Punk, as unpredicted as it was, being the 5th member, because we didn't talk about this, as weird as it was, him being the 5th member. Afterwards, after the match, made sense. It made a lot of sense why CM Punk was there.
Yeah, it does it because
we needed Paul Heyman somehow. Yeah. And we knew damn well Brock Lesnar wasn't going to show up.
Oh, God, no.
And there was only one other guy. Yeah.
And plus, it's the 1-year anniversary of his return.
True. So it makes sense. But what also makes sense is, he didn't do this at all for the Bloodline. He did this because now Paul Heyman owes him one.
And
which I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be at Seth.
Yeah.
He's just going to be like, I'm tired of you. I want to go move on, do my own thing in this business, but yet you're just so obsessed. He's obsessed with Punk. Obsessed with him.
Punk lives rent in his head.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that maybe another episode. But the bottom line I'll say that is, Seth, you need to get over this, man. Get over this. It's getting ridiculous at this point.
You're saying the reason you saying it's on the podcast is because he's selfish. Seth, we've heard things about you too. Don't act like you're so innocent.
But also, like,
We've
it
heard
just
things
it just
too.
like doesn't make sense anymore. Like, dude, get over it. Like,
It's been a year since he's came in, and you still mad that he's there. He doesn't care about you. He's doing something that you should be doing, and that's focusing on a championship and main eventing WrestleMania, because we're entering that time zone. Once Royal Rumble is finished,
and that might be his favor.
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and that might have to do with this little favor that Paul Heyman owes him now.
It has to be.
That might have something to do with it. That's the only thing that Punk wants.
Yeah.
All he wants in this world is to main event WrestleMania. That's all he wants. So,
which is more and more likely to happen.
You know. But anyway, yeah. This match was fantastic. I do have one question. Is Bronson Reed just like dead now?
Nah, we just gotta tell him we're gonna go get some Big Macs. He'll be fine.
Yeah, that was insane.
What I'm referring to was the very brief moment that Punk and Roman were able to work together. Roman was about to eat a tsunami through a table from Bronson while he was at the top of the cage, and at the very last second, Punk pulled him out of the way, and so Bronson just kind of like tsunami'd himself, I think.
He self-deleted.
He kind of just went through a table, and that table exploded underneath him.
Oh, you're talking about the way he landed? I was thinking the way he landed, because he landed on his foot from that high up.
Oof.
1 foot. There's a video. You guys gotta search it up after
I think it was Jimmy, because Jimmy.
It looks like the impact, the way that impact looked, and the way they slowed it down. It looked bad. I don't know. I didn't look up to if he's injured, but they look like he landed on his feet from that height. Like he didn't land directly on the table.
Are you sure that was Bronson and not Jimmy? Because Jimmy also.
Nah, I'm looking it up right now. People are saying, yeah, I think Bronson might be injured.
I know that Jimmy's got a broken toe.
Jimmy Uso got injured, I think, when he was standing on the turnbuckle for like 5 minutes.
Well, he's got a broken toe.
That's when I believe he got injured.
That's his thing. But he also had a pretty crazy spot where the only way to kill a werewolf is to put him through a table by splashing him from 15 feet in the air.
Ooh, yeah, I just saw it.
He's watching the clip right now with
injured.
Bronson.
He could have got injured from that very bad whisper in the winds he tried to do.
It could have been a million things, but Bronson might be dead. I don't know.
No, like when Bronson flew off the top of the cage, when he landed, he bounced.
Not only that, man, the table exploded under that.
And he fucking bounced off the mat. Jesus Christ.
It's like, oh my God.
He broke it in 3. He literally took a chunk out the middle because it was just from the sheer impact of him. It didn't split in 2. It was in 3.
Oh, I have
Did you see the ankle?
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw the ankle?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that ankle, right?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
Kev, you gotta view it. It's nasty.
Yeah, by the way, obviously, we do hope that Bronson has a speedy recovery, because Jesus Christ,
dude. Holy shit, bro.
Jesus Christ, man.
Jesus Christ, Vampire Hunter.
But anyway, yeah,
I was waiting for Brent
the OG.
I was like, he's not reacting yet.
To wrap this up, man, the OG Bloodline and CM Punk did end up winning this match. Everybody hit their finisher on Solo.
And just to make it even better, The Rock didn't show up.
And The Rock was nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
he was.
I was hoping on The Rock showing up. It would have made sense. But that was one of the more unawkward group finishers.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Like that was very smoothly done.
Yeah. No, it was very smoothly done.
That was buttery smooth.
And I was almost interested. I almost found it interesting that there was no like after match segment or anything like that.
Nah,
I feel like I was
place when I'm
gearing
gonna
up for something, and just nothing happened.
cut it.
It was interesting. It was very interesting. Anyway, I actually got this one wrong, I think.
You said that the Neo Bloodline was
I
going to
thought
win.
Neo Bloodline was going to pick this one up.
Yeah.
So I actually got this wrong.
Yeah, so Francis, you have it written down on pad, right?
Yeah, no, I have OG Bloodline.
So I think Dom got the clean slate.
Yeah, no,
here.
Dom won.
Dom won.
Dom has 5, me and Francis has 4, and you have 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Dom. Once again, you have won the prediction game, and maybe one day we'll
We just
actually
gotta make
make
sure
on
to
our
keep that
promise.
separate.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll actually keep on our promises to the winner making a review. Maybe one day we'll actually keep that promise. Who knows?
Yeah. That a good place to cut it, gentlemen?
I believe so. We want to thank you guys for listening to us this week. Is glad to be back here with the two of you, and hopefully we get Dom back soon as well.
Yeah.
Want to remind you to follow us on our usual platform, which is Twitch, where we usually do our weekly podcast there. And we also ask that you, if you like what you're hearing, to like and follow us on YouTube as well. Be sure to subscribe for usually our Twitch VODs the next day go up on there. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well at The Push Wrestling for daily wrestling content on both of those. And we got a couple of fun things coming this month, folks. We are going to have our end of year celebrations where we talk about 2024 wrestling, and soon after that, next month, we will have our state of wrestling in 2025 as well. Got a lot of fun stuff coming, folks, especially our 1-year anniversary is coming up soon of the push. The 1-year anniversary
You
of the
read my
push.
mind. I was like, damn, it hasn't really been a year.
It is
Oh
getting
my
close
God.
to that, man. 1 year. Our 1-year anniversary of the push is coming up.
Yes.
So please join us for that as well. So that's it for right now. So for all of us here at the push, my name is Cap.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Francis.
Dom's not here, but somebody ring that bell for me.
Fuck you.